brag about how cute they are. It is similar to parents wanting to brag about how cute their kids are. They want to share, oh, look how cute this cute thing that my kid's doing. Like, they want to do that with their dog, too.
Yeah. Welcome to Life Unleashed,
the podcast all about creating the best life for you and your furry best friend.
If you're a dog mom on the go, juggling life, work, and the endless joys of being a dog parent, then you're in the right place. I'm Dani.
And I'm Nick.
And together with the incredible dog mom community from Tails Up Pup, we're here to share advice, stories, and the obsession we have over the love for our dogs.
Get ready to laugh, learn, and lean on each other because life with your dog just got even more awesome.
All right, today we are talking all about millennials treating their dogs like their children. I have Ensley here, and my first question is, are you even a millennial?
I mean, actually, I'm not.
Oh, no! We gotta kick you out.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I don't like to actually admit this, but I'm technically a Gen Z. And I'm a Gen Z by like a month or a year, like something so I really tell people, I won't lie to y'all, I won't do that, but a lot of people I will lie and say I'm a millennial.
You dress like a Gen Zer.
I do. I really do.
You act like a millennial.
But you can to think
you're like hip with the trends is what I mean.
I'd like to think I'm hip with the trends, but also I'd like to think I'm more mature and just overall millennial personality.
I know without a doubt you would never question me being a Gen Z.
No. There's no.
You might think I'm a baby boomer.
Yeah, I think
Ensley thinks I'm a grandma.
Dani is an old soul. She's an
still
old
got
soul
my skinny
trapped
jeans on.
in a young woman's body.
I will not leave my skinny jeans in the past.
She won't leave the trend. And
No.
I actually was listening to another podcast and they were talking about the skinny jean trend. And they were like, leave it behind. And I was really thinking about you the whole time. I was like, Dani's one of my last people that she's really holding on.
You sent me to Target to get new jeans and I won't wear them.
And yeah.
I own them.
I appreciate you trying. That's what matters.
Yeah, I tried and
But they look good. They look good on you. So it's
Thank
like,
you.
if you feel good in them, just wear them.
Yeah.
It's all about what you feel good in.
Anyways, let's hear about the dogs being the children. You know, it is an obsession, and I am a prime culprit. And even though you're technically a Gen Zer, you are also a prime culprit.
I am, and we just had a customer in here too, and I can't believe like Holly and Grace are already 5 years old, and Cooper is almost 3 coming up, which is crazy to me. But I just can't believe they're already 5.
Yeah, I know. My 2 children are 5 years old. It has just been a crazy ride because I feel like I never thought I was going to be that crazy obsessed dog mom before. Like growing up, I mean, I loved my dog, but it wasn't like my whole life. But then when you get your own dog, it becomes something so different. And I do think that there are different things in the world that play a factor into that. But we can get into that. But I want to hear, how did you even get Cooper?
I am one of the people that hopped on the COVID puppy dog train. So I actually got actually I had in the past. Anyways, but I actually got Cooper during COVID.
Okay.
He was my COVID dog. Anyways,
and a lot of people got dogs.
They did. I was one of a bunch of people that did that. But my husband Paul and I, at the time we were only engaged. And at the time I was like, you know, we're moving into now eventually becoming a married couple. Like, let's get a dog. And it just so happened actually that it was during the COVID time, but it was a great time to get a dog because everybody was stuck at home. And we got this dog. He was so cute. And we just wanted to play with him all day and we could be with him all the time. Honestly, that was a blessing and a curse because now he has some attachment issues. However, that's another topic for another day. But when I got Cooper, I just thought, you know, I want to share him with everybody else that doesn't get to see him because I don't get to go and visit all my friends and bring him place to place to where they can see him. I always thought like all those people out in public when they have a cute puppy, you know, like, I was like, oh, I want to be that person that everybody's like, let me come pet your dog. So the next best thing was, let me get on Instagram and show everybody how cute he is. And so I was actually talking to my dad, which is funny, but he's very connected in the Marietta area. And he said, you really need to check out this really cool small business. And I ended up getting a dog bandana from y'all. And that's how I discovered you guys and started following you on Instagram because I had this dog and I wanted to make him look cuter than he already was, accessorize him, I got the Sky Gingham plaid dog bandana, extra small. It had the pretty gold writing, and then I got him the American tie-dye collar, and I was like, I'm gonna take a picture of how cute he is.
And I mean, that is just like the story of how even you're like
how I'm even here.
Yeah, that's how you got here. People always are wondering, how did you get here?
I was a customer before I was an employee, and I am our target customer.
Yeah.
I came in as the target customer. I cared about and wanted my dog to look cute and be cute on Instagram and share Instagrams of him. And I kept following, and that's eventually when y'all posted about the job opening. And I was like, well, why don't I work there?
I mean, that's like the best. I feel like we kind of talked about this the other day, like, you know, hiring and how that's always a problem, but hiring people who already love the brand is like a really big thing.
For sure. And I, like I said, am just a part of one of many people that got the COVID dog.
Oh, yeah. And I think that social media plays a part in the millennials wanting their dogs to be like their children, because that's what we're constantly posting about, you know. It's no one really wants to post a picture of themselves because you're constantly going to be thinking about every little detail, but it's so easy to take a picture of your dog because they look cute no matter what.
They're so cute.
And you put them in your bio, you post them all over. A lot of people have their own Instagrams for their dog. Like, their dog is their life, and so they're going to blast that on social media.
You want to brag about how cute they are. It is similar to parents wanting to brag about how cute their kids are. They want to share, oh, look how cute this cute thing that my kid's doing. Like, they want to do that with their dog too.
Yeah. And I think that now more than ever, there are so many dog friendly places. You can take your dog to the coffee shop. You can take your dog into restaurants. Like, you can take them everywhere. And we live in a world where it's so accessible to be an obsessive dog mom.
It definitely has moved into our culture. And I really do think the pandemic was the start of that, because a lot of what people were feeling within the pandemic was that loneliness, was, you know, that anxiety about the unknown of what was going to happen. And the best thing and the best medicine for that is a dog, honestly, because they calm your nerves. You don't have to be lonely. You have that constant companion. And so I feel like there was a lot of emotion, and there is a lot of emotion attached to having a dog.
And our dogs bring us so much happiness. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. If you're upset, you had a bad day, your dog will always cheer you up because they always have a positive attitude. They just like bring so much happiness to your life. And now too, like, there's so much anxiety for like so many people. I feel like for a while it seemed like no one wanted to use that word, when really like a lot of us have anxiety, and your dogs really help you through that, and they bring you peace.
I definitely feel like also for me, I was leaving that high stress job too during the COVID time, and I got Cooper, and that was a huge help too, to just kind of come back down to earth and fight that anxiety and the stress. And now I had this really sweet, I spent all my time with him, because after that I was in the process of looking for a job. So like, really, it was me and Cooper all the time, 24/7.
That's your right-hand man.
He was. Yeah. He's my pal. And so, yeah, every time I mean, it's just how we are with the girls in the office. But every time I look at him, he's like, oh, he's just so cute. Oh, he didn't do anything, but he's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah, we are lucky to bring our dogs to work and have, I mean, I feel like a lot of workplaces are dog friendly now. I know a lot of people who can bring their dogs with them, but it's so fun that I never have to leave them. They get to come with us.
Get to come with you.
Have the best life.
Well, Cooper gets to work with Paul every day.
Yeah.
Because Paul works from home, and a lot of people get to work from home now. So, and Paul actually, it's funny, their job, they have a Slack channel where they just share pictures of their dogs, because all of them are working from home. So they're all sharing pictures of their pets. A lot of them are dogs, and so they just sit there and they're like, look at my work. So it's a thing. It's not just us, which is crazy. But we already knew that, because we have this crazy big community from Tails Up Pup of people just like us that have the same experiences that we all share. That I'm sure a lot of people right now are listening that can relate to this.
What do your parents think about like your obsession with your dog? Do you think it is just a millennial thing? Because I know for me, my mom specifically thinks that I am a crazy obsessive dog mom. Now she has dogs and loves them too, but not to the same extent. Like, this is my child and I will do anything for my dog.
I think that my parents are very much on the same boat as I am. My dad especially is a sucker for the dogs. He with their dog, who is Cooper's mom, actually. She slept in the bed with them, tucked in, spooning. That, for me, is a no. That's probably a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Cooper is large, okay? He's 90 pounds. Like, I'm sorry. And my husband's 6'2". It's just a lot.
Okay, so he's not allowed in the bed. So is he allowed on the couch?
No, he is not allowed on the couch. If he's on the couch, is with a blanket. And I can see Holly right now on our couch, and it's just not okay. And she's literally just sleeping peacefully.
So it is your house, and Cooper does not get on the furniture.
But when my baby comes, and there's going to be rules too for her as well. So call me hardcore, but I can be a little heartless when it comes to certain things.
I need your full and honest opinion on the fact that this building and my house are Holly and Gracie's, and I live in it.
I honestly agree with that.
Like,
it really is.
There's no rules for my dogs.
Honestly, even during lunch today, that lunch was for Gracie, and that you had the pleasure of taking a few bites of it. So that's how it rolls.
That's my life. You know, my dogs even are laying over here on their own couch. They are spoiled. I know it.
My dog is spoiled, though, okay? He might not get to lay in the bed and all that, but he is still spoiled, okay? Do not let him fool you. We give him the nicest food. We spend a lot of money on Cooper's food. He has very good food for him. We don't just give him crap food, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he gets good food. And I mean, we take him to the vet very regularly. He has a whole like membership within his vet, like,
and that's crazy that vets even have a membership. I feel like that's pretty new in this generation as well.
My parents think I'm wild for doing that. Well, they think I'm wild in general for consistently taking him to the vet as if he is a human baby child getting his vaccines regularly and like just keeping up with all that. My parents are like, oh, we never took our dogs to the vet unless something was wrong.
But they also never were taking them to the dog park and to the coffee shop and like all these public places. When you're doing all that, you need more vaccines, I feel like.
Yes, and that is what's crazy to me too, just the healthcare of dogs too these days. My parents did not do that. I mean, we really value our dog's health, I think, more than the generations before us.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, I feel like it's just changed and it's become such a big thing now.
It is. And even for the minor stuff, I even think with like you've had similar things pop up, but Cooper could have a rash and I'm like, I need to take him to the vet. Like, who would do that?
Yeah.
You know? In the past, my parents would be like, he's fine.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. Is he throwing up and puking everywhere and severely sick and not getting out of bed? Like, that's really what would get my parents to take their dog to the vet, you know?
If our dog is uncomfortable at all, we're going to do what it takes to make sure that they are
absolutely
back to how they need to be.
And even aside from that, if I think that Cooper has been having a stressful time and like going through like, oh, you know, we've been gone a lot and he's been sad, I need to go get him a new toy.
Yeah.
Like, I'll treat him. Because I'm like, oh, he's been going through a lot, Paul. Like, we need to give him this. And Paul's like, you know what? You're right. We do. Yeah. That's another thing that I feel like not a lot of people would do that in the past.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah.
How do you feel that this obsession that millennials have with their dogs is pushing our timeline of having kids? Because I saw a headline in the news about that and I thought it was very interesting that like apparently we are not having kids as early because we have these dogs.
I definitely think it's playing a role. Like I said initially, when I decided to get Cooper, that was my first step into starting a family.
Right.
I was like, okay, Paul and I are getting married now. My next step is to grow our family. To grow our family, I got to get a dog, not have a baby. You know, that came later for me. And I think a lot of people are thinking that way. I think they're wanting to take the next step into adding that extra family member, but not yet completely convinced that having a child is that next step.
Yeah.
So they're making the dog that next step.
Yeah, I mean, and I thought I would have kids by this point, and I mean, my business is also my child, so that definitely takes up my time and money, but I feel like I have my dog, so I don't have that, you know, I don't have a void that I need to fill. Like, I don't need to have my kid now because my dogs are my companion and they're filling that for me right at this moment in time.
And not just me, but my friends too. That was also a lot of my friends' next step too was getting that dog, and now we're having kids.
Yeah.
But that came second. Having the kids came second. It wasn't. Times have just changed. I think a long time ago when our parents even were getting married, it was get married, have kids.
Right.
And it was quick. But now it's enjoy life, travel, get a dog, get the house that you want, do all of this stuff about you, set your life up, and then bring the child into the mix.
Yeah, you mentioned travel. And for us, like if we're trying to go somewhere, like the first thing is where our dog's coming with us or where are they going to stay. We plan our vacations around our dogs. They are coming with us if it is able to happen. We're going to the beach where there's a dog-friendly beach. We can drive so they can come with us. And, you know, we don't just deserve a vacation. The dogs deserve a vacation too.
Exactly.
We have a blast with them. It's a little more stressful with the packing and stuff. But even if they aren't able to come, when we were going to Scotland, you know, we have to find someone who's able to care for them the way that we need them to be cared for. It can't just be a stranger. It has to be someone who's going to love them, give them the attention.
Think about this though. If you didn't tell me and say your dogs, but you were describing that same thing and you just said Holly and Grace, I would think that you were potentially talking about like children, like actual children, because that is literally how we see things and how we talk.
My opinion is that dogs are even more of like, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but like if you're going on a vacation, like your kid is coming with you, I guess like more of a responsibility is what I'm thinking. Like your dogs can't go everywhere, but your kid will go everywhere with you. So it's like even more of a responsibility for you to figure out what you're going to do with your dogs if you want to go somewhere, even go out of the house for an extended period of time. Like you don't want your dogs to be alone the whole time.
Right. And I think that's a good point with the responsibility. While we treat our dogs like dogs, I think you're taking on that responsibility. However, hello, Holly. Holly can be left at home by herself.
Yes.
You can't leave your child at home by themselves, you know? So I think people want that child and the fur baby, but they're not quite yet ready for that full-on responsibility of the child where, you know, I can't just leave my baby at home and go to dinner where I can do that with my dog.
Yeah. Holly, can you be left home alone?
But Holly would beg to differ.
She says, never leave me. My dogs definitely have separation anxiety because they come to work with us. They are barely ever home alone.
They are barely by themselves. And I'm just right there with you with Cooper. I mean, Paul is always with Cooper all day long. And that's how he was with me when he was a puppy. And we just ruined him because now he just wants to be around people.
So what is your firstborn child, Cooper, going to do about having a new baby, a human baby in the house?
This is going to be interesting, and I think we will talk about this later. And when I come back after having my baby, I think we'll have lots to discuss about that transition.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little concerned about it now. I have this fur baby and my baby, Cooper, and he has only child syndrome. He wants all of our attention all of the time. If we look at other babies or other dogs, he's jealous. And I think, and I'm hoping though that it's not the case, but I think he's going to have, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough
He's definitely going to be very sweet. He is very loving.
He is very sweet and very loving.
But he's not used to sharing.
And when I say he gets jealous, it's not an aggressive jealous. It's a whining, crying, like, I'm so sad, like, please give me attention. And like resting his head on us and like trying to get us to pet him instead of like hugging like our niece and nephews. Like he wants our attention.
So that's going to be quite a life-changing moment.
If I didn't say he was a dog in this, you guys could probably, might wonder if I'm talking about my firstborn child as in human.
But he basically is, you know.
He really is. He was my first step into motherhood.
Yes. You've been a mom.
And I think that's how everybody views it. Like when it's Mother's Day, it's like, I'm a mom. Like, I'm a dog mom. I am a mother.
I mean, it's not a question.
Wish me happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Where's my present? Where's my appreciation?
But it's crazy that it really is this huge, I don't want to say trend, but I mean, it is a trend in a way that your dog is like your family.
Yeah, I think that really goes back to social media just being a huge part of our lives and like wanting to show off almost like, you know, this is my dog. Look how great they're living a life and look how cute they are too. Like
and it's like you've pointed out before too. You see in the Instagram bios, it's wife, it's dog mom of, you know, Holly and Gracie.
Yeah.
That people
mine literally says that.
Yes, exactly. But other people's are like that too. And it's because that's how people identify themselves. That's a part of their identity is them being a dog mom.
Yeah.
And just like person with a human child would identify as a mother, well, so is that dog mom. That's her identity. That's who she is.
It really is for me too. When I'm meeting someone, I mean, I'm very introverted, so I don't never know what to talk to someone about. The first thing that I'll say if they're trying to have a conversation with me is I show them my phone screen and I'm like, look at my dogs. Like, this is Holly, this is Gracie.
Well, that's what moms do about their babies too.
You're right.
It's a common thing. Yeah. It's not really weird to me. And they have those MOPS groups, like the moms, and I don't even know what MOPS stands for. I just know MOPS. But it's like,
never heard of that.
Okay, well, it's a mother's group, basically. And it's like a club. And they all just get together and they do motherly, like, it's just being in a club.
Are you in the MOPS club?
No, I'm not. I might be in a MOPS club soon. My sister-in-law's in MOPS. I can't think. It's like mothers of, I don't know. We'll look it up later. But anyways, I could see, like, it's like dog moms getting together too.
Yeah.
They're sharing their struggles of, can't get, little Susie to eat her peas at night. She just won't do it. And so they just talk about stuff like that, and they do little, like, activities.
I kind of feel like that's what Tails Up Pup is, like, coming together and, what food are you feeding your dogs, and, where's your favorite place to go? Which bandana are you putting on today?
And the cool part about that is we didn't force that on anybody.
Yeah.
They just did that on their own.
Yeah.
They just saw all these same, like, identity women coming together with the same interests and decided, hey, why not create this community like the MOPS? If anybody knows what MOPS is, don't leave me hanging. But similar to that, where they can come and share, like what you're saying.
And that's my favorite part about the community that we have is, like, everyone has come together and everyone's so nice and caring and kind. And it's hard to find that, especially at this age of making friends outside of work.
Agree.
Like, where do you meet people? It's so hard. And I think that is also part of why we're treating our dogs like our children is we aren't having those connections with people because people go out in public and put their head down and they're on their phone, and it's really hard to meet people. So
I agree. And that is definitely the millennial, even Gen Z generation is we're very much connected to our technology.
Yeah.
And the people skills are lost. And so I feel like, Tails Up Pup does do a good job of combining the two. I think we saw that with our 5-year business anniversary and birthday.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was really cool. A lot of those people had only been communicating through technology, through social media, but then they met, and it's not really like you were meeting a stranger. I mean, you felt like you knew them.
Yeah,
I felt like I knew a lot of the people that we were meeting.
Me too. And that was like the most fun thing. I'd love to do more events like that to bring people physically together because it's definitely nice that you get to have a relationship with someone you wouldn't have known over the internet, but to meet them in person is something so special. So that would be really fun.
I was trying to explain that to some of my outside friends and family they're like, oh, so I'm like, I don't actually know these people, but I do know them. I mean,
it's funny when I talk to people, sometimes I'll refer to them like as my friend.
Right.
And then I'm like, wait, like, do they think I'm their friend? Because like, we don't really.
Like, what is the justification of them being my friend? Like, how can I really say they are or aren't my friend?
Ensley knows that I use that word very strongly.
You do.
Like, if I call you my friend, like...
That's saying something.
Yeah, because I'm not calling anyone my friend.
I actually, I can remember when you were like, like, you're my friend. And I'm like, I'm your friend? Are you serious? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That was a really long time ago, guys, so don't
We've
worry.
been friends for so long now.
Don't worry. Yeah, no, I think it's really cool, and I think it's really rare to have something like that. And it's not something that you find easily, like you were saying.
Yeah. So that is basically.
That was some good stuff.
That was some good stuff.
That was pretty deep.
Yeah.
It really was. A lot of that I said, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that I thought
it was
that.
coming from your heart.
It was.
Hashtag dog mom
for
life.
This was cool. It's a cool topic, and definitely something that a lot of subtopics around it too.
Yeah, I know. I felt like there were some things you were saying. I'm like, that could be something we could talk about for like an hour. Yeah, we can now that we have a podcast.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll hash it out. But yeah, I think that we got some really cool people, and I think a lot of people now are even listening to this and are like, yeah, you guys are right. This is a cool little community that we have. So.
Well, thank you for chatting with me.
Thanks for having me.
Even though you are technically Gen Z.
Technically a Gen Z, guys. Don't worry.
We're labeling this as millennials because it is what it is.
I identify as millennial.
Okay, that's all that matters then.
That is true. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye. Do we say bye all the time or no?
Peace.